I call to order the February 25th, 2026 City Council meeting. It's approximately 5:30. Mr. Clerk, call the roll, please.
Councilwoman Baskin.
Present.
Councilman Leon.
Here.
Councilwoman Powell.
Present.
Councilwoman Wilson. Here. Councilwoman Julian.
Here.
Vice President Stevens.
Here.
Mayor Harris.
I'm present.
You have a quorum.
Please stand for the invocation and pledge of allegiance.
God our Father, we thank you for your grace. We thank you for your mercy. Thank you for the opportunity to gather collectively as a community. It is in this moment we pray for your knowledge, your wisdom, and your understanding to rest upon my colleagues and our mind as we prepare to discuss business that ultimately affect your people. It is in this moment we pray that you continue to bless the city of Miami Gardens, everyone that calls this place home, all of our stakeholders, residents, business owners. And God, we promise if you do all these things for us, we'll give you all the praise, honor, and glory that your precious name deserves. It is in your Son's name I do pray. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Mr. Clerk, do we have any minutes that need to be approved?
Yes, Mr. Mayor, we do have before the council
All
the
right,
February 11, 2026 City Council meeting minutes.
All right, I need a motion to approve the minutes.
Motion. Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any? Okay, all right,
Minutes passed.
pass.
We're now into order of business. Mr. Mayor,
Yes,
I do have an add-on item for the order of business. Add-on item number 1, sponsored by Vice Mayor Stevens with regards to the RUDG, the Commons LLC. Without objection, we ask that it be placed on regular resolutions as item 12.1.
12.1. Any other items that need to be added, deleted, or withdrawn?
Yeah, Mr. Mayor.
Yes.
I want to move, I have a special presentation, 6.1, but Councilwoman Julian has 2 presentations, so I want her to do the student presentation first, and then I'll come, and she'll come back after that. You okay with that? Which one is the student presentation?
Which one is student?
6.2.
6.2.
All right, so 6.2 go first. All right, that'll be 6.1, then you could be 6.3.
Thank you.
Any other items? Showing none, I need a motion on the agenda.
Motion.
We've been moved and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposition? Showing no opposition. Show the agenda passes.
So we're now on special presentation, item 6.2, special presentation of Black History Month Art Contest by Councilwoman Linda Julian.
Councilwoman?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Good evening, everyone. Happy Black History Month. Who would have thought we would have been celebrating 100 years of Black history founded by Dr. Carter literally 100 years ago. And so this month we wanted to highlight Black history in a different form. Normally, I'll have our students write an essay as part of my Earn as You Learn initiative to write an essay about someone who has made significant progress and strides in society whom they look up to. So for this year, I decided that we were going to have an art contest. And so this year's Black History theme is 100 Years of Black Excellence. And I see our school board member here, Dr. Gallen. How you doing, Dr. Gallen? Thank you for being here with us. So this contest provides an opportunity for our students to creatively reflect on the history, the resilience, and contributions of Black leaders and communities. It is inspiring to see how our young people interpret Black history, Black culture, Black movement as a whole, and not just as something from the past, but as a living legacy that continues to shape our present and our future. And so at this time, I would like to congratulate the following students, and when I call your name, please come up to the front. First, we have, so this was super competitive. We went through tons and tons of art pieces and artwork, and just so you all know, that the winners tonight, their art piece is going to be featured at Loud, Love of Urban Design, which is our version of Art Basel here in the city of Miami Gardens. And so their artwork, their art piece is going to be featured at an actual show at the end of this year. And so I'd like to call up Olivia Adderley from Norland Senior High School. I'd like to also call up Anthony Galinda from Miami Carroll City Senior High School. And Nehemiah Arnold from Excelsior Preparatory School. I want you to know that these students have demonstrated remarkable creativity, thoughtfulness, and artistic excellence, and their work reflects both talent and a deep understanding of the significance of Black history, especially as we reflect and celebrate Black History Month in its 100th year. Guys, if you want to turn around so that the mayor and council can see your artwork, can you turn around for a moment? And so, on behalf of Seat 5 and the entire city of Miami Gardens, I'd like to congratulate our winners and thank you for sharing your gifts with our community. We are incredibly proud of you, okay? And so, do you have a microphone? I need a microphone. All right, so I have a little surprise for you guys. And so as part of my Earn As You Learn initiative, I think that art is a big form of civic life. It really is. And I truly believe that young people should be afforded the opportunity to understand social responsibility and hard work. And although the three of you are not at working age just yet, I would like to surprise you with, come on in with a surprise. You all earned $100 each for your hard work on your project. I'm going to allow you all each an opportunity, and I'll start here. And if you can just tell us your name and the essence behind your artwork.
I'm Anthony Galindo, and my art piece is the different innovators. It was Louis Latimer who made the light bulb, Mark who made part of the computer, and a newer business, being Michaela, made it. I made each of their faces into their inventions as to show the positive reinforcement that they made.
Thank you. So he's just represented 100 years of innovation from back then up until the present day.
Good evening. Okay. When I was a kid, whenever I would go to a thrift store or an antique shop, I would like to go straight to the jewelry section because, you know, I like jewelry. And I would always see a music box, but I would never with a ballerina in it. It would spin and play all nice music, but I would never see a Black ballerina in it. And I said, oh, I wish I had a music box with a Black ballerina. Oh, I can draw a music box with a Black ballerina. And I decided, what better ballerina to draw than the first prima ballerina, Jeanette Collins, as you can see in my artwork. I kind of drew Jeanette Collins and why I wish like I could have music box class. It's really pretty and pink at the heart. And I kind of drew a young black girl who's an aspiring ballerina, as you can tell from her little pink little top, admiring her black ballerina in her jewelry box, and because she wants to become a black ballerina, a pure ballerina. And in the corner we have Jeanette Collins, where the spirit / essence of Jeanette Collins, kind of really proud because she sees a young girl who wants to continue on with her dream. And yeah.
And so this was yes, give it up for her. This was especially inspiring to me because she made the point that whenever she sees a ballerina box, it's never showcased a black ballerina. And so this is what her art piece here is all about, wishing that she could see someone in that box that looks like her. So thank you for your creativity. All right. State your name.
Nehemiah Arnold.
Nehemiah. And Nehemiah goes to Excelsior. And tell us about your project, Nehemiah.
So I drew Harriet Tubman, Malcolm X, and Dr. Martin Luther King because every time I see their faces, it reminds me of how I can always dream and follow my dreams.
Y'all heard that? Guys, this is our future. And as time evolves, we see that, folks are trying to erase our history. And while I understand that they're taking them out of schools and museums, I'm wearing it on my body. And I got my Ruby Bridges shirt on because one thing I know, two things for certain, they can't take it off of me. And it is up to us to continue to represent, not just in the month of February, but every month and every single day, because we will not be silenced and our stories will continue to be told. So guys, thank you very much. And we are extremely proud of you. Mayor and Council, if you will join us in the front for a photo.
And presentation.
We're now on to item 6.1, special presentation by Councilman Reggie Leon.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Good evening, audience. My presentation is to Dr. Steve Gallen. What we've accomplished here in the city of Miami Gardens as a whole with this council has worked very hard and strategic to become the city that we are. We're an all-American city, and with that encompasses a lot of stuff that goes on throughout this city. Dr. Steve Gallen has been lockstep with the city of Miami Gardens when it comes to education. And I just want to take an opportunity, will all of our principals please stand? These are all of our principals in the city of Miami Gardens. And without them and him, this would not be done. So I'm going to let Mario, Mr. Clerk, could you please read the accommodation?
Commendation. Whereas, on behalf of the 113,000 residents, the City of Miami Gardens commend Dr. Steve Gallen III for his visionary leadership, unwavering advocacy, and measurable contributions to the educational advancement of the student, families, and schools of Miami Gardens and District 1 of Miami-Dade County Public Schools. And whereas, in 2016, Dr. Steve Gallen III, a lifelong educator who has faithfully served as a classroom teacher, principal, district administrator, and superintendent of schools, was decisively elected the Miami-Dade County School Board on a mandate to improve student performance, strengthen employee working conditions and compensation, and expand equity and access to business opportunities within Miami-Dade County Public Schools. Dr. Gallen established the District 1 Student of the Month recognition program to celebrate academic excellence, leadership, and character among students, and founded the District 1 Black History Month Showcase, now entering its 10th year, highlighting culture, scholarship, student achievement, and the enduring contribution of African Americans to the community and nation. And whereas Dr. Gallen in 2018 successfully proffered a school board item to improve teacher pay and enhance school safety and security measures across Miami-Dade County Public School, which has contributed to nearly $2 billion in additional revenue dedicated to teacher compensation and enhanced school safety and security initiatives. And whereas Dr. Gallen has successfully championed and helped secure over $200 million in contributions and capital improvement projects within District 1, resulting in modernization facilities, improved learning environments, and long-term investments in the children and families of Miami Gardens. Whereas Dr. Gallen has become a respected national leader and influential voice in public education, equity, opportunity, and access, particularly advocating for underserved and undervoiced communities, using his platform to champion policies that expand pathways to success for all students. Now, therefore, Rodney Harris, Mayor of the City of Miami Gardens, along with his colleagues of the City Council, Vice Mayor Robert Stevens III, Councilwoman Katrina Baskin, Councilman Reggie Leon, Councilwoman Michelle Powell, Councilwoman Katrina Wilson, and Councilwoman Linda Julian, do hereby celebrate Dr. Steve Gallen III, signed and the official seal of the City of Miami Gardens, Florida, affixed here to this 25th day of February 2026.
Mr. Mayor, I know it's customary that we wave our hands, but we ask that you wave that so we can applaud this Dr. Gallen and these principals and administrators for the work that they've done.
I'm going to allow that tonight because this young man and I have been knowing each other for almost 50 years, a long time. So it is my honor to applaud you tonight here in the city of Miami Gardens. We're going to let you speak.
Thank you to the Honorable Mayor, the honorable members of the Miami Garden City Council, to the listening public and to the viewing public. I've often said that in 2016 and throughout my life, I was blessed simply to be the conduit. God allowed me to be the conduit. Yes, I have the title of leadership, but I would not be here representing these accomplishments if it were not for the outstanding support and leadership that we have in District 1. So I would like to, as the conduit, ask that the principals please come up and join me in this recognition, because I'm just the instrument. God has allowed each and every one of you to do the work. You're on the front lines in our schools, with our parents, with our community members. And I would also like our Region Superintendent, Dr. Aponte, and her staff to just please come up and share with us. I just want to say I'm deeply honored and humbled, Councilman Leon, for this recognition. But we have not done this work alone. We are very fortunate to have brought District 1 from the bottom to the top, We know that in 2016, District 1, which is comprised of Miami Gardens, had the highest number of F schools in Dade County. In Dade County, we actually had one school that had 5 consecutive Fs. That school stands today here as a letter grade of B and several points away from an A. And 100% of our schools are A, B, or C, with 75% of our schools being A or B. And again, this is a tremendous testament to the work of our teachers and of our staff members. And Mr. Mayor, and to the council members, it's easy for me to say what we've done as a school district, but as indicated through the resolution, we work in partnership. And I want to thank each and every one of you in your respective places for putting your shoulder to the wheel of this work. For you, Mr. Mayor, personally reading to children, taking them on science experiments, and involving them in different things that happen in this community. Councilman Leon, your untireless dedication to the schools in our community. You have been a champion for the arts and supporting athletic programs throughout my tenure here. Councilman Powell, your commitment to health education, recognizing that to have healthy families means we'll have healthy children, and to have healthy children, children will learn better. Councilman Vice Mayor Stevens, your relentless dedication to our children and your commitment to education, serving as a speaker, serving as a host, serving as a sponsor in so many activities throughout District 1. When I look at Councilwoman Katrina Wilson, an educator in her own right, you're always on the scene. You've been a sponsor and a partner in our Black History Showcase, and you're a strong advocate for those schools within your area. Councilwoman Julian, your commitment to the arts is evidenced today. You have been a champion for the arts, and you have been unapologetic about that, and it's been a pleasure to be a partner with you in those endeavors. And last but definitely not least, Councilwoman Baskin, a fellow educator as well. You have carried the mantle since you've been elected, recognizing that we need to celebrate those who are on the front lines, and that is our teachers. You have been relentless in celebrating our teachers, and you have been a tremendous partner in this work. So I want to commend you all, because we would not be here without your support, without your dedication, and without your partnership. So again, with your waiver, I would like for us to be able to salute you as a council and as a city.
We're going to take this photo, but I have one more special gift for Dr. Gallen. Omegas run the world, and Omegas always take care of everybody. His fraternity was founded in the same year as our fraternity, 1911. So I also want to present you with this commemorative sign for your alma mater and your fraternity. Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated.
Let them know. Say it like you mean it. Kappa Alpha Psi. There you go.
Something in your throat, Craig? Dr. Scott, I know you said you had a hair appointment, so you're excused.
All right, Mr. Mayor and Council, we're now on to item 6.3, special presentation.
Hold on, Mario, give 1 second, let them exit the building. Go ahead.
All right, item 6.3, special presentation of Black Excellence in Real Estate by Councilwoman Linda Julian.
Councilwoman?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. And so as part of our last presentation this evening, ladies and gentlemen, colleagues and residents, tonight we proudly recognize Black excellence in the real estate industry by honoring a leader who grew up right here in the city of Miami Gardens, walking distance from this city hall as a little girl, whose work has transformed both the industry of real estate and our community. And so tonight, I'd like for you to join me in recognizing Ms. Tanisha Williams. Tanisha, stand up. As CEO and co-founder of Elite Realty Partners, Mrs. Williams has led her brokerage to more than $850 million in closed sales in just 7 years, earning recognition among the top 120 Black brokerages by the Miami Association of Realtors. In 2026, she was elected to the Board of Governors of the Miami Association of Realtors, reflecting her leadership and influence at the highest level, a board that both she and I serve on and do tons of policy work as it relates to the real estate and housing industry. And it's just such an honor to serve with you. Right here in Miami Gardens, Elite Realty Partners has facilitated the sale of more than 200 properties, expanding home ownership and strengthening neighborhoods and making contributions to our city's economic growth. I can't help but to think in the moments as we prepared our strategic plan and as we included NARAB and included people who we know will help us continue this work and this legacy, even when we are long gone, you and so many others are at the face of that. Through the Elite Hard Work Foundation, she continues to invest in our future by awarding scholarships and advancing financial literacy and wealth building initiatives for our youth. Ms. Williams represents excellence, integrity, and generational impact. And so tonight, I'd like to present you with a commendation because you are so deserving. So please join me up front. Mayor, council, this young lady grew up right here in the apartments right here, right around the corner from City Hall. And oftentimes we see folks who, I feel like the people who are constantly making the impact are the unsung heroes. And so Ms. Tanisha has poured so much into this Miami Gardens community and beyond. She is successful. She equips her agents. She has over 250 agents here in Florida and in Georgia, okay? And she equips them with the tools necessary to make sure that they know how to serve community and to meet folks where they are at, especially in underserved communities. You rarely find that because a lot of times real estate agents have the reputation of they want to get this deal done because they want the commission. She pours her heart and soul into every single transaction because no two transactions are ever the same. But yet she is just so humble about it all. So I, as the council member, she no longer lives here, but she used to live down the street. So I am still your council member. I, as your council member, want to humbly brag about you because your work should be known. And so this right here is for you, and I know your husband wave, hi. He grew up right here in the city of Miami Gardens, and although they are successful, oftentimes you find that when folks do make a little bit of coins, right, they move out of the community and, they don't come back, you don't see them. They are super successful, but yet continue to pour into this very community that played a role in their upbringing. And so today, on behalf of our mayor, Rodney Harris, the entire city council, and myself, I want to present you with this commendation. Congratulations. Thank you. Guys, once upon a time, National Association of Realtors did not allow people that look like Tanisha and I to serve as real estate agents, right? And as people of color, we fought our way through everything. Whenever they told us we couldn't do something, what do? We go out and we create our own. And so it is truly an honor to serve with you, and it is truly remarkable to watch you in your endeavors, to see that you're not doing this for the fanfare, but you're doing this because you really, really care. So congratulations. I want to invite your husband up here to take a photo with us. Yes, that's right. And I want to invite the mayor and council up here to take a picture with us. You're welcome. You're welcome. Of course. Did I say that they have the largest Black-owned real estate brokerage in South Florida? Yes. And at this time, I'd like to call everyone who is here to support Miss Tanisha to come up for a group photo. Well, she bought the village. Y'all see this village? That's what I'm talking about. Hey, Madam President. Fun fact, y'all, this is Tamika Moses, and she was the first Black person to be appointed as president for the Miami Association Commercial Board of Realtors in history. So that's a big deal. Would you like to say a few words?
I am so honored. I am so honored to be here.
Hey, what's up, sir?
Firstly, I want to thank you so much, Councilwoman Linda Julian, just for thinking of me. I've been honored outside of Florida, but lately I just said, God, what happens locally? And when you gave me that call and you thought of me, that means the world to me. I used to live in those apartments. In 2010, I graduated from FAMU, and I came back and I moved to those apartments right across the street in those income-restricted apartments with my daughter. So to be here, this is a full circle moment for me. And I'm just so proud of my husband's family that has deep roots in Miami Gardens and so many amazing people. And without my elite brothers and sisters, there would be no Elite Realty Partners. So I'm so thankful that we not only promote democracy in housing, but we promote democracy amongst real estate professionals. So you now see so many Black and brown faces selling real estate in Miami Gardens, and Elite has the honor to contribute to that. So I am so thankful for all of you who have taken the time to honor me today. And Miami Gardens is a transformative city. Like, this city is on fire, and it's because of the leadership that we are privileged to be amongst in the room today. So thank you all so much, and this is an honor.
Happy Black History Month.
So you guys staying for the whole meeting? I- No, I said that because you guys brought a bunch of people with you, and I don't want to start the meeting and then you guys get up and go out. So if y'all staying, that's fine, but if you wanted to leave now, you can.
Mr. Mayor, while they leaving, I want to just take an opportunity. It's the first time my oldest sister has ever been to a council meeting.
Where's your oldest sister at?
Kiza. I want to recognize my
Keezer.
oldest sister, my big sister that's here tonight.
Where is she? She right there. Come on up here. We might as well honor her too. Come up here and let everybody see Reggie's older sister.
She is
Hi,
such a
Reggie.
sweetheart, Mayor.
She
Such and a wonderful prayer warrior.
Yeah.
Such an incredible
Yes, she
person.
is.
Come back again now. Come back and see us again. All right. Now I need a moment of privilege. I want to congratulate one of our own, Mario Batal. Mario has earned the designation of Master Municipal Clerk.
Woo, woo, woo.
And this award is awarded by the International Institute of Municipal Clerks, and it's for your hard work and dedication to this community. And I want to just take an opportunity to say congratulations. So Mario, stand up and be recognized.
We should clap.
Mario is a master municipal clerk.
Cam, leave Mario alone.
Loctician.
Thank you, Mayor.
And then the other point of privilege, and then we're going to move this meeting right along. I want to take an opportunity to thank my wife. We've been married for 35 years today. We've been together for over 41 years. That's all of our adult life together. And I find it robbery if I didn't say that I love her. I wish she was here tonight to hear me say this, but she would have gotten mad at me. And we're gonna move this meeting because we have a dinner appointment tonight. So I'm gonna move this meeting to get to my dinner appointment.
Happy anniversary, Mayor.
Thank you.
Happy anniversary, Mayor.
All right, we're on public comments now. Mr. Clerk.
All right. Citizens' participation is governed by Section 2-60 of the City of Miami Gardens Code. Public comments are limited to matters within the scope of the jurisdiction of the City Council. Each person other than members of the city staff who address the City Council shall give their name, address, and whether the person is speaking on his or her own behalf, a group of persons, or a third party. When in the determination of the presiding officer there are many persons wishing to speak on the same proposition, the presiding officer may direct these persons designate a representative to address the City Council rather than all members of such group. All speakers shall be limited to 2 minutes unless further time is given by the presiding officer. No person other than a City Council, members of the person having the floor, shall be permitted to enter any discussion without the permission of the presiding officer. Order shall be maintained if any person makes personal, irrelevant, pertinent, or slanderous remarks, becomes boisterous while addressing the City Council, or becomes too lengthy, abusive, obscene, and/or disruptive, or otherwise fails to comply with the orders of the presiding officer and is declared out of order, the individual may be subject to removal by the Sergeant at Arms.
All right, Council, let's govern ourselves accordingly. And the first person up will be Miss Deborah Wright, and then Miss Gail Cunningham. And after Miss Cunningham will be Rhea Hughes. And then Francis, you're after Rhea. Take your time, Ms. Wright.
Good evening, everyone. First of all, I'd like to say thank you to the City Council, especially my Councilwoman, Katrina Baskin. I'm sorry if I'm not supposed to name anybody, but I wanted to say thank you. I'm here to complain about the minor rehabilitation weatherization program and the constant denials. I provided documentation, and I was denied. And on the 12th of February, I provided 15 additional documents. I was denied. On the 18th, on the 19th of February, I met with the employees, the staff, and I went over everything, let them see the documents, and said, is this what you want? They said, yes. I went home, I emailed 24 documents that they approved. Today I received a denial for not supplying requested documents. A lot of the questions, the requests were intrusive, but I supplied them anyway. I was asked questions like, why did you get 36 cents from CVS? Why did you transfer money from your savings account to your checking account? I gave explanations. Apparently, this is some type of impropriety going on. I spoke to Mr. Clayton. He said that he doubted if they asked me for 36 cents, but they did. I keep everything. So I have all of that. And I am not trying to say that I should be singled out. I'm sorry.
Go ahead, finish, Ms.
Okay, but I have been here for 68 years, and if I meet the eligibility, I feel like I'm entitled. And I'm just asking for somebody to look at it and see what's going on.
All right.
I appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mayor, if I may, Mayor, I would like to also hear a follow-up report as to what's happening, because I've heard that quite some time now. So I also would like to find out what's going on and see and how we can better create a better process that is helpful. Mr. Manager?
All right.
Good evening to the dais, charter members, all city department, government employees. Thank you for your service to our uniquely diverse city. When you acknowledge, receive, and you act on my emails, phone calls, and texts, it is greatly appreciated. Collaboration and transparency is vital. My boots on the ground enable me to inform, engage, educate, involve, enforce, and empower. Most of all, it enables me to learn more, and I try to learn something new every day. And that gives me an opportunity to continue to try and be that necessary change in our progressive city. I also like to request, being that we have Professor Clay in the class of 21 Citizens Academy, it really made a difference in our lives and how we approach things. So if there's any way that you can reinstate the Citizens Academy. It is, was, and always will be very, very important to our city and to the persons who actually live here, the residents. Please look at that again. It was very important. Class of 21, Professor Craig Clay, thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Cunningham. Ms. Professor Clay?
Yes, sir.
Good evening. Ree Hughes, 3335 Northwest 180th Street, Miami Gardens, Florida, 33056. I just wanted to share food for thought. Watch your thoughts, for they become words. Watch your words, for they become actions. Watch your actions, for they become habits. Watch your habits, for they become your character. Watch your character, for it becomes your destiny. What we think, we become. Character and integrity don't define your actions. Your actions define your character and integrity. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Francis Ragu, 889 Northwest 14th Street, Unit 102, Miami Gardens, Florida. I stand before you here this evening as the president of the Miami Gardens Neighborhood Watch, Inc., a 501c3 organization often referred to as the Umbrella Group, which serves for the 12 and soon to be 13 Neighborhood Watch and Crime Prevention organization within the city of Miami Gardens. Our latest addition is Venetian Gardens, which covers the Florida Memorial University, for which that rape allegation that took place a couple of weeks ago, and that brought the community together in the formation of. That being said, for the last 5 years, we have undertaken, which was an idea during Arbor Day, was to plant trees in the city of Miami Gardens, and that morphed into doing things for elderly seniors within the city of Miami Gardens in terms of retention of their home when there's no one there to help. This year being our 5th anniversary offers some very challenging situation in terms of the funding and the necessity of the ages from between 80 years old to 98. One of the young lady that lives in a house that it has no hot water, no heat, no kitchen. How she survived, I have no idea, but she is surviving. And though it is outside of the realm for what we normally do, it's something that when you see and there's nobody to help, I've been living there for how many years. Incidentally, that was referred to us by former councilperson Lisa Davis, person living in Scott Lake. Our 98-year-old is there struggling under wheelchair and need of help. We, as we find it's easier, and as the real estate professionals here will tell you, yes, Miami Gardens is transformative, but the price of the real estate, it is cheaper for us to help our seniors retain their property and stay where they are than to try to them to move on. That being said, I'll be sending each one of you our request to see for funding to assist these. And in closing, Mr. Mayor, I admire your outfit. I've been looking at it. It's so beautiful as someone who loves African garb. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Martha and Mary Harrell.
We got here very early to pass that in, so I don't know what happened.
All right.
All right, so good afternoon, council members and Mayor Harris. Thank you for giving us the space to speak with you today. I am Martha Harrell. I am the program director, co-founder. I am privileged to stand here with my twin sister.
Before
Mary.
you guys finish, I need your address. For the
2940 Northwest 213th Street. I forgot I have a cheerleading voice. I stand alongside my sister. She is the co-founder and vice president of Big Ideas. Throughout the 12 years of tenure that we've served in Miami Gardens, we service over about 1,700 students throughout districts 1, 2, and 3, providing proudly funded under the 21st Century Community Learning Centers and the Children's Trust, allowing us to deliver these services to our families at no cost. As former educators with Miami-Dade County Public Schools, 15 years servicing with Miami-Dade County Public Schools, our hearts are with our children, particularly those who are identified as frustrational readers. We are here for them inside of our after-school programs. Big Ideas is in our final year of funding, which makes it a very pivotal year for our organization as we prepare for the next RFP wave. In the political climate that we're in, we understand it is going to be a very difficult challenge for us to become awarded through the 21st Century funding. Today, we're just asking for the support of our community because we understand that we need to be more intentional in aligning ourselves with the community to ensure that our program reflects the evolving needs of Miami Gardens. Building on that foundation, we are continuing to strengthen our literacy intervention while also expanding our STEM programming to develop critical thinking amongst our students. Our goal is not just to help students catch up academically, it is to help them discover their potential, to see themselves as innovators, problem solvers, and future leaders. We are here today to only share our impact, but to build partnership because lasting community success happens when we work together to support our youth and our families. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, guys. All right, any more public comments? Any written communication, Mr. Clerk? I saw we had one written communication.
Yeah, Mr. Mayor, I did send written communication for this meeting over to the council. All written communication will be part of the agenda. We had one general written communication, and the other written communication was for one of the quasi-judicial items.
All right, showing no more public comments. Public comments are now closed. We're on to ordinance for first readings. There are none. We're on ordinance of second reading.
Item 9.1, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Miami Gardens, Florida, amending Article 2, City Council, Section 2-60, Public Participation of the Code of Ordinances, providing for adoption of representation, repealing all ordinances in conflict, providing severability clause, providing for inclusion in code, providing for an effective date. This is sponsored by the City Attorney. This is a public hearing, Mayor.
All right, public comments on this. I have two public comment cards, Gail Cunningham and Rhea Hughes.
Good evening again, everyone. I have a few questions. My first question is, when I read 9.1 and the information from last meeting, it indicated that the words that were taken for the decorum as to what words were actually be looked into as a definition of if these things were not in accordance with what was actually happening in the actual chamber. And it was said that the words would use the definitions from Merriam-Webster Dictionary and Black Law Dictionary. I know there are many versions of both of those dictionaries, so I want to know what words are going to be defined by what book and when will it be known to the public, because we're the ones who have to make sure that we're behaving in the way with the decorum that is necessary. So I want to know what version of the dictionaries will be used. My second question is, we are aware, or I am aware, not we, I am aware that there are rules for the dais and there are rules for the people who are making the public comments. We have all the information about the people who are making the public comments. I've done my research, and I've also inquired to about 7 other municipalities to see where there's consistency. But I think as a public resident that I need to know what the other side looks like, not just my side. I want to know what the other side looks like and what's expected. And I know that likelihood is, from what I've read, is that the dais is self-governed. So I've done a lot of research, but I just need to have more transparency and clarity on 9.1, how it came about, the word cleanup, and I read about that in the statute with the Sunshine State Law and Sunshine Law as to how that all comes about. So just a little bit more clarity and transparency before we get to the point of what we can say, can't say, may be moved out, may not be able to come back. Give us some more information. I need to know which dictionaries. Thank you.
Thank you.
Reference item Agenda 9.1. As I stated in the first reading, previously 8.1, this item only addresses the decorum for residents and addresses absolutely nothing should you as council members fail to comply with the decorum rules. Yes, much cleanup is needed as it pertains to codes of ordinances within the city of Miami Gardens. As the residents wait for the Sunshine meeting to be scheduled, reference the February 11th City Council meeting, I challenge council members to bring forth an amendment to include an equal civility clause which addresses decorum and behavior of both council members and residents, balancing the scale of justice for all. And lastly, to the residents, taxpayers, stakeholders, those in the chambers and those home viewing this video, know that people don't have to run for office to dismantle injustice, but we must show up in our city council meetings where legislative laws are being proposed, enforced, or manipulated, and demand that council face transparency, accountability, and reflect the people they serve. Thank you.
Thank you. Madam Attorney?
Yes, Mr. Mayor, there are no changes to this item from first reading. So if there are any questions from the dais, I'd be more than willing to.
Mr. Mayor.
I need a motion on the item.
Motion.
Before we- It's been moved and seconded. Any questions or concerns from the dais?
Yes, I have one question. As was addressed, could you give to the residents the statute or the citation for reference?
There is no statute or citation for reference. This is based on case law.
Okay, do you have the case law for reference to share?
No, I don't happen to have that tonight, but there's a lot of case law on the issue.
Okay. Could you, at some time, maybe just send it to my office and I will share with the residents?
All the case law on public speak
Just,
on?
a few that we're
I can give you
facing.
the one that made us, that address, okay.
Yes,
I'll
it
I'll
addresses
send it
what
to
we're
you.
doing here.
I will do
Yes.
that.
Okay, thank you.
All right, any other questions or concerns? Showing none, Mr. Clerk, call the roll.
Councilwoman Baskin.
Yes.
Councilman Leon.
Yes.
Councilwoman Powell.
Yes.
Councilwoman Wilson.
Yes.
Councilwoman Julian.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Stevens.
Yes.
Mayor Harris.
I vote yes.
Motion passes 7-0. We are now on to the consent agenda.
I need a motion on the
Motion.
consent agenda. Been moved and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposition? Showing none, show the consent agenda pass.
All right, we're now on to quasi-judicial zoning hearings and Jennings disclosures.
Good evening, everyone. Reginald White, Director of Planning and Zoning. Welcome to the quasi-judicial portion of the February 25th, 2026 City Council meeting. For those persons that will or may be speaking on an item on the agenda or commenting on any item, please stand up and be sworn in by the city clerk. For the applicants for your item, will be called to order by agenda number and by title of your request. When your item is called, please approach the microphone, and when addressed, please speak directly and clearly stating your name and address for the record, and explain the reason for your request. Please note that all exhibits presented to the mayor and council will become a part of public record.
All interested parties who plan to speak on both quasi-judicial items, please stand and raise your right hand. Do you swear and affirm that the testimony you provide this evening is true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
I do.
You may be seated.
Mr. Mayor, can I clarify?
Yes.
There's really only one quasi-judicial item to be considered. Art in public places is amending our regular portion of our code. That's not quasi. But the second item, the rezoning is the quasi.
So is the 13.12 is the quasi?
No, it's, yeah, that one, sorry, yes, Mr. Mayor, 13.12 is, 13.11 is not a quasi item.
Okay.
So
So
do
we just need to vote on that.
We just need to vote on 13-1?
Yeah. All right,
So can we do that first?
we're gonna do that one.
I
now.
got you.
I need a motion on the item.
Hold on. Let me read 13.1 into the record first before we start making a motion on it.
Master Clerk.
That's why
Item
he-
13.1.1.
That's why he got the title.
In order to the City Council of the City of Miami Gardens, Florida, amending Chapter 20, Article 4, entitled Arts in Public Places of the City of Miami Gardens Code of Ordinances, providing for adoption representation, repealing all ordinances in conflict, providing severability clause, providing for inclusion in code, providing for an effective date, and this is sponsored by Councilwoman Linda Julian.
This is also public comments on that item. But it's not public comment because it's supposed to be on a resolution, right?
Yeah, there's no public hearing on this one. As the attorney says, it's not quasi judicial.
All right. I need a motion on the item.
So moved.
Been moved and seconded. Any questions or concerns for the dais? Showing none. Mr. Clerk, call the roll.
Councilwoman Wilson. Yes. Councilwoman Julian.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Stevens.
Yes.
Councilwoman Baskin. Councilman Leon.
Yes.
Councilwoman Powell.
Yes.
Mayor Harris.
I vote yes.
Motion passes 7-0. We're now on to item 13.1.2. In order to the City Council, City of Miami Gardens, Florida, approving the rezoning of that certain property located at southwest of 4200 Northwest 167th Street in Miami Gardens, more particularly described in Exhibit A attached here to, from single family R1 in paren to heavy industrial I2 in paren, providing for adoption representation, repealing all ordinances in conflict, providing severability clause, providing for inclusion in code, providing for an effective date, and this is sponsored by the city manager. Mr. Mayor,
Yes.
can I go ahead and poll the council for Jenny disclosure?
Yes, you can.
Collectively, has any council member had any ex parte communication on this item?
No.
Nope.
And collectively, will the decision tonight that this council make be based on the evidence presented before you?
Yes.
Yes.
Mr. Mayor, this is a public hearing on this item.
I have a public comment call for Mr. Isaac Mickens. Okay. You can check, see if you want to still speak on that item.
Good afternoon to everyone.
Good afternoon.
My name is Isaac Mickens. I live at 16300 Northwest 44th Court, Miami Gardens, Florida 33054. I'm here to oppose the rezoning of the El Dorado, the El Dorado warehouse they want to put it right across the street from my house. Right now, El Dorado tow trucks, they come up and down my street. BrandsMart trucks, they come up and down my street. I don't think they should, but they do. And on October the 4th of 2022, I came home from work. I had a citation on my fence for $500. I let a friend park her box truck in my yard. I inquired about it. They said there's no warning for commercial vehicles. And so I just got a fine. I didn't argue about it. I came here and I brought a company check and I paid it. And I had the lady to move the truck to one of my properties down in Miami. But if the city of Miami Gardens feels that way about residences, then I feel like they shouldn't put a warehouse right across the street from my house. Also, I'm in the process of maybe trying to sell my house. And if it's going to be a warehouse directly across the street from where I live, how's that going to affect my property values? So I'm here to oppose this warehouse being built. Thank you, and I yield the floor back to the chair.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Mr. Manager?
Mr. Mayor, Vice Mayor, I'm going to have Mr. White do a presentation on this. Thank you.
Yes. Which one is it? First one. The water?
Okay. The item before you today is an El Dorado rezoning item. And the request is to rezone the parcel that you see on the screen from R1 to R1 single family to I2 heavy industrial. And the location of the lot is just southwest of 4200 Northwest 167th Street. What you see here is the zoning map. In green, you see the development site. Total development site, the gross acreage is 4.21 acres. And this is an at-grade view of the vacant lot. This is a development site off of 44th Court. Here are some neighborhood characteristics around the development site, views from 44th Court and 167th Street and 42nd Avenue. Here is another area view. To the north, you have Brandsmart USA. To the northeast, you have the El Dorado Furniture Store. This is a store that uses the store for warehouse, retail, and showroom uses. To the south, you have an educational center. And to the southeast, you have the Miami-Dade County Public School North Transportation Center. Further to the south, you have FMU. And here's the conceptual site plan that is up for review today. With the site plan, roughly about half of the parcel will be warehouse use. The other half will be a combination of landscape, paved area, and for parking spaces. And the purpose of their request to expand is to hold warehouse spacing, parking spaces intended to support the loading and unloading and staging operations for the existing El Dorado furniture store. And here's another view, a bigger view of the current site with also the development site right there. And what you see is a conceptual design. This is the vision that the applicant has for what it will look like in the future. And what you see here is the criteria that planning staff uses to determine if we're going to recommend approval of rezoning items. And after review, the rezoning request is deemed to be generally consistent with the goals, objectives, and policies of the City of Miami Gardens Comprehensive Plan. It's recommended that the City Council approve this rezoning item from R1 single family to I2 heavy industrial. That concludes the city's presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, Reggie. Let me have a motion on this item.
Motion.
Second.
It's been moved in second. Any questions?
I have a question.
Councilman Leon, you're recognized.
If you could go back to the slide, where would I know we have a school over there. Where would the traffic be flowing from? Which direction? Is that coming where the school buses will be coming out? Would that be the same street that these trucks will be entering and exiting the property?
So on 44th Court, there would be no additional entrances or exits. So there will be no access to El Dorado from 44th Court. It will be a wall with landscape. That's one of our requirements. That's going to be one of our requirements with the site plan review. From El Dorado, there's two locations, one on Northwest 167th Street, I believe. And there's also access on 44th Court. That's to the east. 42nd Avenue, that's to the east. So on the east here, you see El Dorado, and you see some vehicles stored right there. They don't have a real exit. They have to turn around and go out on 42nd Avenue. Currently now they're able to circulate a little better on site, and they can go a little further down on the development site.
So through the chair, the traffic will come down 42nd Avenue, which is consistent with the school buses and the other tractor trailers that are going in and out of the property already, right?
Correct. It's consistent, and that's the existing basically traffic flow, and there will be no added traffic flow or traffic volume on 44th Court.
All right, thank you.
Councilwoman Wilson, you're recognized.
My concern is multiple. One is lighting. Lighting,
yes.
Lighting in that area when you have wide trucks and different things coming through there, doesn't work. The roads are not wide enough already on 42nd Avenue, as well as when you move into the industrial area. Near or behind where the schools are, and on other sites, like even in the industrial parks, which is where a lot of the trucks kind of enter into, is narrow roads. And so when they're coming through there, you have so many cars that are backed up. You know, the service road along the highway, those roads that are behind where your Rumbas is, the residents that are coming from there, that are using those roads, are finding it difficult. And I'm saying if that factory is going to, if the showroom is going to increase, then that means there's going to be 10 times as much traffic. And when you have the kind of trucks that are passing through that industrial area, along with the highway exit, which in the morning and in the afternoons, it's tough over there. And with those trucks, it doesn't make for strong safety. The lights and the roads would need to be expanded to accommodate the expansion of use. You follow me?
Understand.
And again, the lighting. Like when the time changes, it's almost still dark at 7 o'clock, you know? And the darkness in the area is already a safety issue for the pedestrians, let alone for the vehicles. Right. So I would be interested in seeing or knowing what kinds of other improvements to that area to accommodate the increase or usage that would be naturally a part of what they are building for.
Right.
You follow me? And I don't see that anywhere here.
And thank you for that comment. And that was one of our concerns too. One of the things we did not want to create any more accesses to El Dorado. So 44th Court, we wanted that to remain the same. The only access that they have to 42nd Avenue, we were fine with that. Another reason why we were open to the expansion is that the existing building, El Dorado, they're already using it for warehouse purposes. So that use is already there. And two, their expansion is just for warehouse purposes. So it won't be any additional showroom or retail space for customers. So we don't anticipate with this rezoning, this development project, that it would have more customers. It's just gonna be for more warehouse space to support what already exists there. And in looking at the development site and looking at the site plan, I can really tell you that they're gonna improve site circulation, because right now, they would have to go out, back out. I'm sure actually on 42nd Avenue, they're probably getting more load on transportation and traffic issues because they're not able to circulate on their property. That's one of the site improvements on site circulation. That usually helps those developments and help communities because those trucks don't have to back out into our main roads, and that's what we don't want.
Well, you know, like over at Costco, for example, more often than not, they don't receive any goods before or after a certain time. In order to minimize the kind of traffic flow with regular people using that area, in addition to them receiving freight. Because if you have someone that backs out of a parking lot and those large trucks are backing out at the same time, the coexistence of those two types of vehicles is a nightmare.
I agree.
Okay? And so if they're going to expand, then maybe what we would have to do is take a playbook from Costco, and that is that the deliveries can only take place during a certain window of time. Because if it does, then it increases the probability of there being some type of accident with those large trucks, and then it compounds the traffic. The traffic at 5 o'clock, the traffic at 6 o'clock in the morning, when people are carrying their kids, and on the weekends when there are lots of different things going on where the college is right there, the universities, both of them. You know, it's a whole lot of stuff that could impact, in addition to the number of events that we're going to have getting off of the Palmetto Expressway, coming here into the city, into the stadium, and then we have these 18-wheelers that are going to be out there. So I think that we are going to have to take a look at how the compound of that can just really create such a I don't know, like not just an inconvenience, but a congestion of the way the traffic and the cohabitation of the varying type of events, varying type of vehicles that are used throughout the day. It's already a very busy area, and we have some liabilities in my mind that I think could possibly create greater harm to the average citizen that's traveling. And with the commercial vehicles, I think that could be problematic. So I would like to see a flow of traffic analysis, and I'd also like to see how is the lighting in that area going to address these trucks if they are coming in, let's say 5:30, 6 o'clock. What's the last delivery? Because 5:30, 6 o'clock in the winter is Georgia Black.
Agreed.
Hold on one second,
Okay.
Reggie, before you answer, before
Sure.
Councilwoman. Mr. Craig Clay, is there, or Mr. Manager, is there any plans for infrastructure improvement in that area that, as it relates to the lighting districts? I know we've conducted a number of traffic studies that we can address the Councilwoman's concerns as it relates to infrastructure.
No, we don't have any.
We
proposed
have no
projects in-
plans in that area?
No, no.
Okay.
But may I, Vice Mayor?
Yes, go ahead, Mr. Manager. I got you, Councilwoman. Go ahead, Mr. Manager.
To Councilwoman Wilson,
Mhm.
your points are very well taken. A lot of the information that you're providing now, we can work with the development group. Those are site plan issues that we can address during our site planning process. And so if you have additional information that you'd like us to take back, I know the development group team is here, so that they're hearing some of your comments. But a lot of the things that you're bringing up are site plan issues that we will address during site planning process, and then get them an approved site plan with some of those things addressed on it, and then that'll help them get through their permitting process.
And may I add something else in there?
Sure.
Can we get Florida Power and Light out as a part of that whole compound area? Because one of the things that I do love about that area is that it is a pretty decent industrial park. But when we are dealing with lighting as a reality of safety, whether we have pedestrians on the street or whether we have business people doing business in their vehicles, whether they're 18-wheelers or whatever the case may be, we have a serious mixture there that could be very dangerous to a homeowner who is saying, for the most part, my grandchildren are coming, and if the ball gets kicked out, then it's a dump, it's a huge truck there, and we got a whole nother kind of a problem. You follow me? So I really want to bring to the table everything that ensures that if El Dorado expands, that the residents are safe, that the visitors that are coming in are safe, that we have timelines for certain things to operate and open and be effective, and then for it to shut down, so that families and visitors and tourists that come here, they are safe. So if Costco can say you can't deliver after our doors open, then we need to say there's a certain time when these residents are coming in and when the customers are coming in, that these big trucks can't be everywhere. Am I being understood?
You are.
You are.
I hear you.
Yeah,
All right,
Absolutely.
thank you.
I understand.
And
All
we'll ensure that FPNL is a part of this process.
Okay.
They have to be a part of the process anyway, but some of your concerns, we'll bring it to the development team, and we'll talk with FPNL to ensure
Okay,
that we get that done.
and just the last thing here, it's the same thing with the bus depot. There's a certain time of the morning when those buses are leaving to go pick up these children, and it's a lot of them that leave that depot. And so when they're coming out in the morning and when they're coming back in the afternoon, it's a high volume of traffic. That flow is tough coming in. So those types of things we need to analyze so that we don't have commingling of things that may increase the danger of something happening or increasing to happen.
Got it.
Thank you,
Mr.
Councilwoman
Vice Mayor.
Powell, you're recognized.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. It must not go unrecognized that a homeowner is here and is concerned about his home when we are looking to rezone a property that was slated as residential, meaning homeowners, to now commercial. And so I have a question through the Vice Mayor to the City Manager or the developing team. What other residents will be impacted, and has there been any communication with the residents so that there's some buy-in? We all want growth, but I think one thing that happens with growth, it's important to have buy-in. And I think the concern of increased traffic and safety, as Councilwoman Wilson has addressed, is valid, especially not only just lighting, but just traffic. And I do believe we must grow and we must expand, but with buy-in. So if you could answer that question.
Reggie.
Wait,
Reggie,
Mr. Manager?
Reggie, hold on.
You got it.
I'm,
Okay.
I'm defer to the city
I
attorney
want
right
to
now.
clarify some
Okay.
things
Okay.
for the record, if I may.
Go
Mr.
ahead,
Vice Mayor.
Madam Attorney.
What's the future land use designation for this property?
Commerce.
Okay, so the future land use designation is commerce. That's the overall general broad category that the city council has already decided that property falls into. We only have two. We have residential and commercial. It is currently zoned residential, but the future land use designation is commerce, meaning that if a property owner owns a piece of property and they come to you for rezoning, your standard is so high that you kind of have to follow what you've already said, which is it's gonna be commerce. So there are some things that you can do within that as far as that's what Councilwoman Wilson indicated. Those types of things come when they file their application and we do the zoning process. Now, as far as radius and notification, we do a 500-foot radius.
Yes.
To
Actually,
each
a
of the
half-mile radius.
pro-
I'm
a
sorry.
half a mile radius to each of the properties within it to let them know that we have something coming to the city council relating to that particular piece of property.
Yes, and we also do 2 notices, and we post the property as well. So it's a high mark. The whole community, they got notice of the meeting and the change that may be happening. And also I want to add the zoning map. If you look at the map, most of that area is commerce, the future land use. The R1 stands out a little bit, but most of that area is mostly, in that block is mostly commerce. As mentioned, we have 2 schools there. We have El Dorado and Brandsmark there as well. And I hear the concerns, and I do understand that rezoning from an R1, but in this particular situation, we're not putting any undue burden on that avenue there, 44th Court. That's one of the reasons when we reviewed it, we always look at that. Is it going to increase the traffic load? We didn't feel it would. We felt like it was increasing, I guess, the traffic flow on the site. But some of your concerns are valid. The development team is here as well. They can answer any of your questions. Yes.
Councilwoman, you have any more questions?
Yes, I have one additional question.
Yes. Councilwoman.
The roads, which is one of the big concerns, besides the lighting on the roads, and I think I heard the city manager said that there are no plans for the roads in that area?
No, there's no
At
plans.
this
That's
time?
just, not on 42nd, no.
Okay, thank you.
Councilwoman Julian, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, through the chair to the city manager. Just for clarification purposes, so this parcel of land on the property appraiser's website is showing that it's zoned for industrial. It's clearly a vacant piece of land, and it is owned by the Capos. They own this piece of property. The Capos are the people that own El Dorado Furniture, And so this land that they are seeking to expand upon belongs to them, and it is an empty piece of land. So let's just, for the record, this is their property, number
That's
one.
correct.
However, they are seeking to change this from single-family R1 to heavy industrial. However, on the property appraiser's website, it is zoned as industrial. Is there a, can you,
If I may, the property appraiser sometime isn't correct. That might be the future use, but the correct is the land use is commerce and the zoning is single family. I would just point that out.
okay, so this may not have been updated
Right.
or it's
I
already?
think what they're saying is El Dorado owns it, so the use may be industrial. Sometimes they're not always correct on that item.
Okay, so then, so we're calling it single-family?
But where it doesn't reflect that on the county's website.
So how do we know, in fact, that it is zoned for single-family? Like, what due diligence did we do to ascertain that?
Hold on, Reggie, 1 second. Mr. Manager, you had a question?
No, I'm waiting for the question.
I got you. Go ahead.
So how are we sure that it's single-family?
We have a zoning map that we keep track of, and we're sure that that area is single family.
So we're ahead of the property appraisers, is what we're saying?
It's not that we're ahead. Sometimes the communication is not there, and I can tell you in working with the county, sometimes everything is not 100% correct.
Mr. Vice Mayor, can I add
Go
some
ahead, Madam
clarity?
Attorney.
Sometimes, Councilwoman, what happens is because the main property is in fact owned, they're all owned by the same people, but the main property is zoned industrial. The county appraiser's office doesn't recognize the distinction between the flow of the property, so it's an error. That's probably what happened, because you have the rest of the properties already zoned industrial, and then you have this piece of single family, but it's all under one ownership. So sometimes it's an error on their side.
Thank you for the
But the
clarification.
future land use designation is commerce, meaning
Industrial.
our planning has determined that that property should be a commercial piece of property in some way or another, not residential.
Thank you.
All right, is there any more questions from the dais?
One quick question.
Yes, sir, Councilman, you're
To the
recognized.
city manager, the concerns that they had will be addressed in the second reading?
It will be addressed through site planning.
Okay.
Yes.
And then it'll come back to us? or-
No, once you approve it, we'll make sure those things are addressed at site plan.
Okay.
The development team is here, so a lot of those things that you've asked for, we'll work it through. If they don't go through and they get an approved site plan, then they'll be held up.
Okay.
So site planning is after we approve it on second reading?
That's correct.
I got you. Okay, let's call this.
No.
Go ahead, Councilwoman Wilson.
I'm confused. Your question was, is it coming back to us?
Correct.
It'll come back in the second
And so
reading.
the answer you said was yes or no? Will it come back to us?
For second
Yes,
reading,
for
yes.
second
It will come back to us?
Yes.
Correct.
Okay, so now tell me what happens once we approve it.
We'll take your comments
Uh-huh,
and apply it through our site planning process.
uh-huh.
Those comments, the development team will work with staff to ensure we implement those comments. And prior to them getting building permits, their site plan has to be approved. That's done administratively.
And, okay, so the site plan is approved administratively. And then what happens? When does it come back to us?
After site plan approval, they go forward for permitting.
So then that's what I'm saying, it's not coming back to us.
It's coming back to you on second
Second
reading.
reading.
It's coming,
I mean, but when?
right.
That's what I'm trying to find out.
Second reading would possibly be the next council meeting?
2 weeks.
In 2 weeks is second reading?
With the next hearing,
Right. The next.
Council meeting.
The next council meeting. So second reading is the next council meeting. And then after the site, after the site, what do you call it? The committee?
The
DRC.
Design Review Committee?
Right, after you all meet, The administration will provide an update to that meeting, right, Mr. Manager?
Correct. That's
So they'll provide an update and discuss this property based off what was then indicated at tonight's meeting. So all of the concerns, Councilwoman, that you raised and everyone has raised, the manager will meet with you all, with us to discuss the process before they move forward with site approvals and all of those things.
Okay,
That's an administrative function.
okay, so just let me be clear about this, right? I want to be walked through this entire process, sir, okay? Really, I want to be hands-on with this one. Is that all right?
I don't know what you mean by hands-on.
In other words, I want to know like what they're going to do about the traffic. I want to know about the traffic flow. I want to know if the concerns that I have put out here today will be addressed and how before it comes back here. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying that I want to know that the issues that I am raising as being issues of serious concern for me, that when we bring this back, that this will have been addressed as so presented tonight.
As of the second review, we will, it can't be addressed during this process. It's addressed at the site plan review process. What happens is for all developments, especially new developments like this one, a site plan review is required. In addition to that, a traffic study is required. So we have traffic engineers that we work with. They would have to hire a traffic engineer, and they would have to produce a traffic study that's acceptable to our traffic engineer. They'll review the number of trips, the increase in traffic load on each street, if there is one, and if there's an undue burden at that time, they would require certain improvements, speed humps, those type of improvements they will be required to. If there's a stoplight, they'll require to put that in. I don't foresee that happening, but certain traffic calming elements might be added to that review with the traffic study. And I can tell you that it's a very thorough process. A lot of our developers, they get tripped up on that, but it's a very thorough process, and we make sure that the community is safe, there's no traffic jams, and any improvements at that time, the developer would have to provide those improvements.
Thank you, Reggie.
Mr. Chair, can we allow the representatives of the company to come up and address some of the concerns? I think that's only fair.
For sure.
Good evening. Bill Pfeffer with Bowman Consulting, located at 1301 International Parkway, Sunrise, Florida. We've done civil engineering work, planning work, traffic engineering work with El Dorado and the Capot family for over 20 years. I've personally worked with them for over 20 years. Every property they buy, they purchase, and they really establish themselves in the community. They're not some corporation that's located far away. All of your concerns we can address. I've been listening to them. We have enough space to do it within the site plan. We're going to work with staff to make sure that the use is properly buffered. We have plenty of room to provide a landscape buffer, especially along the buffer where we abut the residence. We've got about 35 to 40 feet. So not only can we do landscaping, we can do a raised landscape berm with a screening wall and provide more landscape planting than code requires so that whole area is properly screened and they won't see any lighting, they won't see the bay doors. I did want to address traffic. So the intent of this improvement is to optimize internal circulation for deliveries. It's not to add volume, add space, more deliveries. We're expanding the warehouse. This is a fairly old facility. And our technology to be able to get shipments packaged and off into the trucks has evolved over the years, and this site has not evolved. So our intent is not to add any trucks. It's simply an internal mechanism so the trucks circulate better internally. And more importantly, we package the shipments internally to the warehouse in a much more efficient manner so we can get them on the trucks and get them out. There will be no modifications to the traffic circulation off-site. We're not requesting any additional driveways. But we do hear all your concerns about traffic, and we do have in-house traffic engineers, and we're happy to provide whatever evidence you need for that. But buffering, lighting, traffic, we can address all those concerns, and we can bring some material for you at the second reading, and then we'll work with staff to make sure that they're addressed.
So are you increasing the amount of space that you are going to be adding to your warehouse?
Yes, but
Or is it just the ground level in terms of how those trucks travel on the property once they're delivering?
So it's both. The internal circulation of the truck patterns will change, but we're really adding warehouse so we can stage our shipments better internally. So let's say we have 100 shipments to get out on a particular month. The way it's gathered in the warehouse, staged on site and shipped, right now is a little old-fashioned. So we're upgrading the facility to be able to do that much better within more warehouse space, which is badly needed. It's really to optimize the existing use so that internally we're not stepping on our toes as much as we are. It's not intended to expand on the number of shipments we're going to have. It's to meet the current demand of shipments and do it in a much more efficient way on site.
And so what are the hours of your deliveries and when your trucks are coming in and leaving?
So I don't know how this particular manager operates deliveries. I don't believe there's any current restrictions. I do know that that is a hard thing to restrict on a business like this. As an example, if we condense all of the shipments to a very tight window, you could have a high volume of trucks that are trying to get in and out when, if it was spaced out throughout the day, it may not seem as impactful. So limiting the hours in and of itself doesn't alleviate the traffic problem, but the intent is to make sure there is no additional impact. We want to mitigate all of our improvements so that there is no additional impact, and I think we can meet that intent.
Yeah, I understand that what I said was as an example of ways in which I've seen businesses try to find ways so that they're not commingling with a customer with a commercial vehicle, But the real issue is I'm sure that there may be many ways that you could do it. Mm-hmm. The real question is, can you do it? Will you do it? And how could we ensure that we achieve that as one of the objectives?
So what we'll do, and again, because the Capo family wants to be a part of every community they're in, again, we're not going to be increasing any traffic issues, but we can evaluate the traffic, and if there's anything we can do on site to help mitigate that on site, we have plenty of room to do it. And that's really what the intent of this project is to modernize our internal circulation pattern for our deliveries, because it's a little old-fashioned right now. So everything we're doing is to make it more efficient, not to dump more trucks on the roadway and surrounding community. That's not our intent, and that's not how it'll play out. The number of trucks coming there now will be the same number of trucks leaving after the expansion is completed.
Okay, for me, I'd like to see the solutions and the kinds of things that we can look at to ensure that it doesn't happen.
Sure.
Okay, and again, one of the main things that we are is that we are a residential community. Mm-hmm. And the key is to protect those residents as well as to make our place a place where businesses can be successful. It's also to make sure that we have people who've been living here, like myself, 40, 50 years, that is safe. For our kids who are going to college, for our school buses who are picking up our school-aged children, and that all of the traffic that's over in that area, which I drive every day, that we are able to ensure that that traffic flow is solid. So it's not only an El Dorado issue. As I said, it is also a lighting issue. It's also a traffic lighting issue. It's a road widening issue. It's a lot of issues. And all of those issues, if they're not dealt with, is going to create hazards.
Sure. Yeah, we're definitely committed to working with staff on them.
Thank you. Mm-hmm. Mr. Kirk?
Councilwoman Julian.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Stevens.
Yes.
Councilwoman Baskin.
Yes.
Councilman Leon. Councilwoman Powell.
Yes.
Councilwoman Wilson.
Yes.
Motion passes 6-0.
Thank you.
Now we're on to resolutions. Item 12.1. A resolution of City Council of City of Miami Gardens, Florida, authorizing RUDG, the Commons Retail LLC successor in interest to RUDG, the Commons LLC, to assign all of its rights and obligations to the City of Miami Gardens with respect to that certain amended restatement and amendment of non-restricted mortgage and covenant, and that certain amended development agreement as amended attached to as Exhibit A and B to Bunch Park Youth Sports, Inc., providing for instructions to the city manager and city attorney, providing for adoption of representation, providing for an effective date, and this is sponsored by Vice Mayor Robert Stevens III.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. This item, colleagues, is it was brought to our attention a few council meetings back that there was a land that we have gave directives to our administration to go ahead and retrieve the land so that we can figure out what is next. But at this point, I want to recommend that we go ahead and award this, to give them the authority, give the current company the authority, or the ability rather, to transfer the land over to the local non-for-profit organization with hopes, not hopes, but with the opportunity to build a hotel on the site so that we can continue creating opportunities and economic boosts and growth in our community. I do want to point out that in the event that the land is not developed, we'll be able to go back and retrieve it. The reason why I am going forward with this process, or I'm asking the support of my colleagues, is because traditionally this is how it was done. Not that it necessarily that I believe to give this local non-for-profit an opportunity to develop. So, with that being said, I open for any questions, Dr. Powell.
Thank you. Thank you for that clarifications. I noted, and maybe this is a question for our city attorney. From what I understand, the current owners of the property has been from 2015 that they were supposed to develop this property. Is that my understanding? And that it was not developed, and they currently are in default of the development?
Correct.
And they're actually under legal,
I can't hear that last word. They're under.
okay. What is their legal situation at this present time with the city of Miami Gardens?
The current owners? You all previously authorized us to file a foreclosure action against them as it related to the mortgage that we have on the property and the mortgage. So that's, currently we're in litigation because you all authorized that, and so we did file litigation.
And exactly how much are they in the hole now for that they have not paid on this property?
I think the total amount, because it was bifurcated, I think it's $420,000.
Okay, so they're.
The mortgage.
So my understanding, so now approximately $420,000, and the ask at this point is to now abolish that litigation and transfer, if my understanding is correct, the property to new ownership, but not address the foreclosure and the outstanding money owed. Is that correct?
As I understand the request, it's to transfer any rights and obligations under that mortgage agreement and developers agreement to new owners, yes. So then the new owners would be responsible for it.
So does the new owners?
Just to be clear, it's
assume?
not a mortgage like a typical mortgage that you think of that you have a monthly payment on. The mortgage was to secure that we get development. It's not a mortgage that they pay, monthly.
Sure, understood.
So our point was to have a commercial parcel developed. So we wouldn't, so the foreclosure was because the prior owners had not developed commercially. So what the vice mayor is saying is that he's recommending that we transfer it to a new team, and that prayerfully or hopefully, the new team will be able to get a commercial parcel developed. But we will maintain our rights on the property.
Correct. So then my second question is the process of just selecting and reassigning it to this organization without opening up the property now for any additional nonprofit organization who might be interested in the property. And so is this group here to speak on their desires for this property and what they plan on doing with it and how they will remain timely, because the issue was timeliness, and how we won't be back in the same situation from, was it 2015, so now 8 years later? Is there a representative or someone to speak on it? Because we've managed to allow a company to go over almost 8 years without executing on what they've asked, at least said they guaranteed they would do.
Yeah.
And we are now have a company that says, yes, we will do it. And of course, there will have to be negotiations and contracts rewritten, but how, one, why are we not going to open this to any other person to our company? And two, what are their plans? And I would love to hear, just for me personally, what this new organization timeline and plans are.
Yeah, well, the organization representatives, from my understanding, is not present, but I will speak on behalf of them being a trusted organization serving our community, serving our youth and our community as well. So I am confident that they would be able to execute. But this also gives the city administration will still be in full process in the execution and the planning of what is developed on that particular property. Just as well as we were able to bring it back to us, that time frame was before you and I, before we got in office. So now that we're here, we can ensure that we keep it on a timeline in which we would like to see the development happen along that corridor within that falls into our overall master plan. So that corridor, if I'm not mistaken, Mr. Manager, correct me, falls into our overlay entertainment district, which means there are certain things that can be developed that falls in a line with the overlay entertainment district. Is that correct, Mr. Manager?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so to your point, Councilwoman, I hear your concern as it relates to the organization. I've had conversation and brought it before to, based off their work that they've done in our community throughout our parks and working with our youth, and believe that they have the ability to do it. And our city administration, the city still keeps the rights to all rights. Nothing of that changes. We're just at this point awarding them giving the authority to the current leaseholders, mortgage holders, to transfer it over to a local non-for-profit to develop on.
And the selection of this nonprofit is how did that process occur?
Yeah, it was based off my recommendation as a council member.
Okay, so you're affiliated with this organization?
I'm not affiliated.
I mean, you're aware of it. I'm not affiliated, but
yeah,
I mean,
let's be clear. No, I'm not affiliated
yes,
with the organization, but I'm familiar with their work. That is
their
correct.
work.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, understand.
Any other questions?
This is for a housing development?
This is commercial. So this would be, a hotel fall into commercial, correct?
All hotels, yes.
Yeah, it does.
Yes.
Yes.
Anyone else?
Just a comment.
Councilwoman?
So how, the other group had it for how long?
8 years.
8 years. You know, the reason why I just take it a little bit slow is just like right now, when we were elected, before we knew it, it was COVID. And COVID shut us down. It shut us down. Transacting business was extremely difficult. Schools, just the whole 9 yards. And I think that, you know, even after COVID, it's been difficult for people to get their footing, you know? And so when you come into a situation like this, it kind of, you kind of have to have some leeway when it has a historical process of being able to go in and look at the things that may have created obstacles for it to move along in a way that they initially anticipated. And so I think trying to give it new life, you know, to bring in anything that can help the corridor of where we are looking at to become our area and to expeditiously get that done, to me, that's the biggest issue for me. Like, I don't want this to be anything that takes another 900 years to get done, but I would like to see, like, our corridor that we are anticipating over in the area over here, that all of that begins to blossom and light itself up. And if this can do so, then the only thing I would say is put a time limit on it.
For sure.
Put a time limit on it, and put some type of deliverables that really help us to be able to monitor how it's moving along.
I get
That
you.
would be my only thing. And I think helping non-for-profits and other organizations like that to be able to do it is something that I can get behind.
I get you. Thank you, and I agree with that
Thank you.
recommendation, Councilwoman. Is there any more comments? Mr. Clerk,
I need a motion in a second.
can I have a motion on the item?
So moved.
It's been moved. Second. Mr. Clerk, call the roll.
Oh, sorry, my eyes. Councilwoman Powell.
Yes.
Councilwoman Wilson.
Yes.
Councilwoman Julian.
Yes.
Councilwoman Baskin.
Yes.
Councilman Leon. Vice Mayor Stevens.
Yes.
Motion passes 6-0. We're now on to the reports of the mayor and city council.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. By way of request, I'm going to recognize Councilman Leon, and then we'll fall in line on our normal order process. Councilman Leon, you're recognized.
Yes, I want to take an opportunity to invite everyone out to the ribbon cutting ceremony for our infill housing program. This was a program that the county actually has the infill program. We brought an item, I want to say about 4 years ago, I brought an item to this council to be able to help build homes. Thanks to our city attorney, we had some funding for a lawsuit against a company for unfair housing practices. So we took those dollars and we started to partner with Commissioner Oliver Gilbert's office with the infill lots that he has. And we've been building houses, creating home ownership in Miami Gardens. So people went from renting to owning. And, we're one of the first councils to actually build homes. I want to thank the city manager, deputy city manager. Without them, this would not be possible. So we have another house that is complete. We have a tenant going into this house. She's a graduate of Miami Norland. She works at the post office, single mom of 3, born and raised in Miami Gardens, was renting in Miami Gardens, now has an opportunity because of this council to own in Miami Gardens. So that'll be March 2nd at 10 a.m. The flyer circulating. So that is my report.
Thank you, Councilman. Councilwoman Julian, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'll be brief. This weekend, I'd like to invite you all to join us for our 5th annual Miami Gardens Youth Music Festival from 2 to 8 p.m. happening at the Betty T. Ferguson Amphitheater. This is something that I started when I got elected here in the city because I truly believe that art is essential to civic life. And so we put on this performance always a week before Jazz in the Gardens, and it's a great way for our students located within the local area throughout our public schools to showcase all of their talents. So there'll be singing, there'll be dancing, students will be playing various instruments, and it's usually a lot of fun. So if you've never been, I encourage you to join us this Saturday, and if you've been, I encourage you to come back. I'd like to take a moment to acknowledge 2 members of our community who have recently passed away. Every day that I wake up, I try my best to do good in this world, and I try my best to be nice and gentle and compassionate to everyone that I encounter, because I know that every day that I wake up, that's one less day that I have here on this earth. That is just the reality for all of us. And scripture tells us that we don't know the day nor the hour. Many of you are familiar with Yorumba Restaurant, and so we lost Chef Danny a week ago from Yorumba Restaurant. He and his father both owned the establishment, and we want to keep their families lifted in prayer. Simultaneously, a few days ago, we also lost Brother Greg. Many of you know Brother Greg. He used to always be at the Wawa. Every time you saw him, he had a great word. He had a great message, just so full of life, and just a great human being. And so we want to keep his family lifted in prayer. Mr. Manager, I want to tell you that when I reached out to his wife to express my condolences, the very first thing that she said to me, she said, I'm going through this time of bereavement, but she says, I feel like I'm a part of the Miami Gardens Police Department family because of the way that the chief and the sergeant has embraced me. She said, Miami Gardens Police has showed us so much love, and they showed how much they loved my husband, sharing photos and sharing, videos and messages and talking about how whenever they would go to the Wawa, they would encounter Brother Greg. And so that did my heart well. And she indicated that that's what's helping her through this process because she knows that she is not alone. She also mentioned Claudia from the police department, mentioned her by name, and you all know me. Listen, when folks compliment, I'm going to share that because this world is so full of negativity, and it's so easy for people to complain every day and to be negative. And so when people shed a positive spotlight on what we're doing here in the city and within our staff, I'd like to highlight that. And so please keep that family, those two families lifted in prayer. And I just want to say that I'm grateful to be here in the city of Miami Gardens, and I'm grateful to work with my colleagues. I'm grateful to my residents, those who hold us accountable, those who fuss us out, those who have become family, and just take a moment just to be kind to one another. And that ends my report.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Councilwoman Baskin, you're recognized.
Can you come back?
I can. Councilwoman Wilson, you're recognized.
Yes. We will have Meet Me Monday, March 2nd. It won't be on March 9th as printed. It will be held at Walt Frazier Park at 6 p.m. Please note to all of our residents that have signed up for your jazz tickets, we will have them there for you to pick up at the meeting. If you have not signed up, then you won't have no tickets. Okay. Leslie Estates. Our Leslie Estates meeting for Leslie Estates number 4 will be held this coming Saturday from 10 to 12 in the Miami Gardens City Hall Community Room. We will be talking about what it's going to take to get your streets fixed. It's an HOA meeting. We are in the final stages. Please make sure that you are present so that as we do the next 2 meetings, we will be able to begin work and hopefully have groundbreaking on your streets. So please, again, Leslie Estates number 4 on Saturday here from 10 until 12. And then the Voices of Freedom talent audition for our annual Juneteenth celebration will be held this Saturday, February 28th, from 12 until 6 p.m. We have had a couple of hundred people to sign up to be a part of our Juneteenth celebration. They will be auditioning for a place in our presentation. So if you're interested in coming out and witnessing the tryouts, please join us at the Senior Center. We will be there again from 12 until 6 p.m. And then finally, Arts on the Road. We partner with Adrian Arts annually for them to, when they have their Gospel on the Road presentations, and they will be with us at the Betty T Center March 29th from 5 until 7. And we will have be featuring the wonderful Mount Pisgah Mass Choir, who will be there hosting, will be Mr. Sylvester Britton, Deanna and Sarah in Harmony, and the New Sounds of Joy Ministries. We will also give out 100 food vouchers, so you may come out and have lunch with us for a little bit and just enjoy the sounds of music and the pleasure that you will have. The Mount Pisgah Choir. It is, I'm sorry. It is a wonderful sound. Forgive me for messing that up. You all right? Okay. You ready? A little bit more? Okay.
No, you don't have to go longer.
No, I'm not going to go longer,
okay.
but I'm just saying sometimes people need a little time.
Yeah, we'll get,
And
she gonna take.
we have to be patient.
That's right. No,
Okay,
she
so
good.
what you
I'm gonna
gonna
go to Dr.
Okay,
Powell.
go on to
Yeah, no, you and me. But let me say that that music event with Adrian Arts Center every year, Councilwoman, I believe I've attended, and it's always been an amazing experience. And our youth has always been an amazing experience as well at the with Councilwoman Julian. Councilwoman Dr. Powell, you're recognized.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. Well, a lot has happened this month, even though it is the shortest month and it is Black History Month. And it's been a pleasure to actually kick off last week the first and continued Remembrance Day for the motorcycle queen, Bessie Stringfield. It was an amazing event as we named the street for Bessie Stringfield, the motorcycle queen, last year. And this year we held at Bunch Park the commemorative motorcycle ride. And I have to give shout outs to people who made that event so great. There was over 150 motorcyclists there, as well as support from, I gotta say thank you to Peterson's Harley Davidson, who was also celebrating their 72nd anniversary. And we started at Bunch Park and ended at Harley Davis. And if you might have heard or seen all the bikers going by. In addition, I have to thank Sergeant George and the Miami Gardens Police Force, who came out to be our escorts along the way from Bunch Park to the Peterson's Harley Davidsons. And thank you very much, Bunch Park team, everyone when people come from out of town, all these motorcyclists that came, they came from all over Florida. We had people from New Jersey and California, and everyone had wonderful, positive things to say about Miami Gardens being here and how they were treated. I also like to thank Derek Baker in Public Affairs because he memorialized the event, and we actually were featured on Channel 10 for the event. Talk with the Doc went off yesterday, and there's some questions, and I just want to share some of the things the individuals that were there asked and had the opportunity to get some answers that I think some people might find helpful. Captain Quintana Q was there, and Code Enforcement, Mr. DeVoe was there, and they teamed together to answer the stray dog question and the stray chicken question. If you've seen them at Wawa, if you've seen them running around your yard, those stray chickens, well, they answer the question. And if you weren't there, the simple answer is, whose are they? Code Enforcement said we have to identify the home. Otherwise, they're the City of Miami Gardens chickens, as an aside. But if you do have an animal that is aggressive or appears to be aggressive, the number to contact they gave was 888-311-DADE. 888-311-DADE. Now, of course, and was clarified with Captain Q, if they attack, if they are violent, if they touch, that's a 911. Don't wait, don't hesitate, dial that 911. And so it was great having both Code as well as Captain Q there. We also had questions concerning, well, I'll get to that one. Our newly hired assistant director was there to talk about our trolley. And thank goodness we got information, trolley's being updated, the roads, the streets, the signs, data, all that is being updated. And additional resources are going to align what's on the map, what's on the app, with what's posted for the future. And the last discussion, and I guess I'll get some more information from attorney. One of the questions that came up that we had a discussion about was the scooter riders. And I don't know if you've noticed, they've been across the street, in the street, sometimes on sidewalks, nighttime, and so there's concerns about, and we'll talk hopefully at a future date, city attorney, that we can give some more information of what kind of regulations are there, because people are concerned about safety as it relates to the scooters going in and out of traffic as well as on sidewalks. And finally, guys, guess what's coming? Boxing in the Gardens. On the 19th of March, we have a safety and training for teens and families, all ages. It's a free training on the 19th, starting at 6 o'clock. The children will be getting a certificate for participation. And on the 20th, 21, and 22, we will have our first Boxing in the Gardens, which will be held at Bunch Park. And if you don't know, March is Women's Month. And so for Healthy You on the 4th, join me at 1 o'clock where we'll be discussing some health issues for women. And to round off the month of February, the tip of the month for February, eat like you love your heart.
I love
That's
it.
my
Thank
report.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Doc. I'm going to come back to you, Council. I'm going to give you a little bit more time, okay? But I do want to, because there's so much going on, and my colleagues and I, we keep our city staff extremely busy. So I just want to pause for a second and commend our city manager's office and his entire team, our city attorney office and her entire team, and our city clerk and his entire team. You all do an outstanding job on a daily basis. Some of you all are working weekends with us. I mean, when you look at this Saturday, we have events that's starting as early as 8 a.m. and ending as late as 9 p.m., but you all are there working with us and dealing with us. So I just want to give you all your kudos, and to Professor Clayton, thank you. Thank you for Craig Clay, our deputy city manager. Thank you for leading in such an amazing way when it comes down to our finances and keeping our city afloat. I meant to mention it at our last council meeting, Mr. Manager. I was so happy to hear that you and your team was able to submit a good report, get a report back from our state as it relates to no findings from our, which office is it? The Doge office from the state, no findings, which is a testament to the work that you all do on a daily basis in keeping our city afloat. So thank you, Mr. Manager, our deputy city manager, and your entire team for the work you all do. Very quickly, I want to remind everyone that the Miami Gardens Dream Scholarship is open. The deadline is Friday, April 17th. Y'all please share and get residents to apply for this scholarship. On Saturday, February 28th, we'll be having the closing ceremony for the Miami Gardens Fitness Challenge. So please come out, be a part. If you have been participating in the Fitness Challenge, we'll be awarding and crowning the top 3 individuals that have successfully completed the challenge and have made major strides in multiple categories. And then later that evening, we will be having, later that evening, we'll be having a community night of jazz located at the Pomelo. Everyone is invited to come out and have a good time. We're going to have jazz artists throughout the entire night at the clubhouse in the Pomelo community, which is located right behind the Starbucks. And the Starbucks is parking, accessible for everyone. You can come out, have a great night. It's a great evening. Come out and experience a strong end to Black History Month, leading into a strong start into our Jazz in the Gardens Music Festival. So y'all get excited about Jazz in the Gardens and all the great things that we have happening. We're going from Broadway in the Gardens that Councilwoman Baskin so eloquently speak about, and then boxing in the Gardens, and all these great things in the Gardens, scholars in the Gardens, and Juneteenth in the Gardens, and what's your music festival, Councilwoman? Miami Gardens Youth Music Festival in the Gardens. So kudos to all of the great work that we are doing to build stronger communities. Those are all events. Karaoke in the Gardens for Councilman Leon. Those are all great events to build strong communities. So with that being said, I'm going to yield the rest of my time to Councilwoman Baskin, if you're ready. All right, Councilwoman Baskin, you're recognized.
All right, I just want to invite you all out, as Vice Mayor mentioned, to Broadway in the Gardens, which will take place on Friday, February 27th, 7:30 p.m. at Florida Memorial University. It is a Broadway caliber Black history production. You will see displays of the Black experience, from being in Africa as kings and queens, the Middle Passage, the realities of slavery and the Jim Crow laws up until present day, and the struggles that we as African Americans are still facing. So it is a production of local talent, individuals born and raised right here in the city of Miami Gardens. It is directed by a FAMU alumni, Yanel Aris, Beautiful, beautiful production. I want everybody to experience it. No VIP tickets are left. We do have a few general admission tickets. And it is on my heart that if you desire to go and you have not yet purchased a ticket, you are unable to purchase a ticket, please see Cassandra at the end of the meeting and we'll make sure that you receive a ticket. That's how important this is, and that to me, and how important I believe all of us should be able to experience this. So make sure you are in the building. If your schedule is free Friday, 7:30, there's no other place to be than at Florida Memorial University with us. That concludes my report, Mr. Mayor, Mr. Vice Mayor.
Thank you, Councilwoman Cassandra. Wave your hand so the residents know who to see.
Oh, and I'm sorry, Vice Mayor, one more
Yes.
thing. If you come, you cannot get in the doors unless you have African attire.
Ooh.
I'm just joking, y'all.
You
But
hear that?
it will make me really, really happy to see everyone African
Absolutely.
attired.
Absolutely. Master Manager, you're recognized.
Mr. Vice Mayor and council members, I just have a couple of things. One, I want to congratulate Mario on his international recognition. Congratulations again, and thank you. I also want to make mention to the council members that on March 18th, our city attorney, along with our deputy city manager, will be a part of a panel discussing the property tax issue coming soon to the state of Florida. Both of them are on the panel. I think the city attorney is the moderator, and Mr. Clay is the expert witness to present the information at this event. So I just wanted to recognize the fact that our deputy, our city attorney, and our city clerk are doing great things in our community.
And where
that's
will it be?
I thank you very much.
Sir, manager, where's this going to be so we can all show up?
Oh, hold on.
I sent it to you, Councilwoman. You should check your email, the information.
I have it right here.
Wow.
Yeah. I don't have to register, but I'm going to tell them where it is. It's at the 94th Aero Squadron, 1395 Northwest 57th Avenue, Miami, Florida, March 18th, and it begins at noon. Sonia Dickens, Craig Clay, Vicky Mendez, and Roger Powell are the panelists. That ends my report. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Manager.
I'm going to get him. Don't worry, I'm going to get him. I don't really have a report. I do want to say congratulations to Mario. You know, I remember when Mario started in this clerk game. He's been in it for a minute. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you, Madam Attorney, the internationally known, the Master City Clerk, Mario Batalla, recognized. Well, before you speak, let me just echo the mayor's comments earlier. We're extremely proud of you. You not only serve as the city clerk, but you have a very important responsibility, and that's to manage the council member staff. Which is not an easy task, but you do it with a smile on your face every single day. So congratulations, we appreciate you, and you can have Friday off. How about that?
So that means I could turn off my phone? Oh, I can? Okay.
For the vice mayor, you can put him on Do Not Disturb.
All right, I'll do that.
You're recognized, Mr. Clerk.
Mayor, City Council, first and foremost, I appreciate you guys. I appreciate every member of this council, current members, past members, for the continued support, the continued motivation, the continued challenge. To the charter officers, you know, y'all knew me when I was a baby. So I appreciate you guys and your support and your guidance with everything. To the department heads, one thing I'll say to all the department heads, staff here at the city, one thing that we do here in Miami Gardens, you guys have provided a lot of information to me, so it allows me to go to these conferences, as the manager says, these international conferences, and share some of the stuff that we do here in Miami Gardens. And a lot of things we do here, we're really trendsetters, so I appreciate working with all of you guys. And to the city clerk staff, the legislative analysts, I appreciate you guys. You guys are my buffer between my bosses, and I appreciate everything that you do. To the deputy city clerk, Lashar Bostic, the assistant city clerk, Michelle, I appreciate you guys too. You guys push me and motivate me to be better every day. So thank you all. And to the residents, can't do it without you guys. If you guys didn't vote for the city in 2003, I wouldn't be the person that I am today. I wouldn't be the city clerk to this city, and most importantly, I wouldn't be the father that I am to my two boys. So I appreciate the residents of the city who made that vote and made this city a city. Thank you.
Look at you sounding like a master city clerk.
Even though you
Internationally. I need a motion to, go ahead,
even though you
Councilwoman.
spend more time with us here than you do with your boys, we truly
second.
appreciate you.
I need a motion to adjourn this
Motion.
meeting.
Motion.
It's been moved and second.